Oh, we're on. We're on.
We on.
Hey, everybody. What is happening? I am Sabrina, your host of About This Aging Thing. And you guys see who's back. It's the first Sunday of the month. We got Mistress Angela.
Hola. Oh, so good to see you.
So, black don't crack. But what about the other? Sex, health, interest, and truth. So today we're talking about sex.
Yes, my favorite topic.
Wow, I would have never imagined.
Really? Oh my God.
I did not know.
Surprise.
So we always talk about what we drink. Let's get that out the way. We are drinking sweet Georgia tea today.
Oh, Georgia.
It's a warm, beautiful day.
Uh-huh.
And we're enjoying a little refreshing sweet tea.
That's what's up.
So listen, guys. All right, so I've been talking to Mistress Angela, and I told her that I wanted to talk about this today. And it was not on my spreadsheet. Again.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm growing.
Tamarine.
It's the second time that I've gone off script, so I'm growing. If anybody knows me, that's not easy for me to do. All right, so I have a millennial as a daughter. I have one of those. And I work around a lot of millennials. I'm exposed to a lot of millennials. And I'm just so impressed with how free they are. When I'm on social media, I'm impressed with just the way they move. And I questioned Mistress Angela and asked her, as she does her counseling, let me ask you this. Most of the people you counsel, are they in the 50 plus tribe, or is this kind of runs this gamut?
It's a range. I would say between 30 and 50, actually.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I know we've all been free on some level in our 20s. I don't want to be a 20-year-old again. I don't want to act like I'm 20. But I do want to be free, more free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think when we get older, we tend to start almost following more rules, or society kind of tells us what we need to be doing at this age and how we should look at this age. I saw a beautiful woman on Instagram yesterday. Beautiful. I don't know how old she was, but I had to guess maybe late 50s. Mm-hmm. And she was getting into the most meanest comments. She was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And she could stand up to any 30-year-old. And she was getting the meanest comments saying, old lady, you need to sit yourself down. And wow. She was very beautiful, beautiful body. She was sexual. And she was talking about that. She was talking about how people are so mean to her. I feel like it's just a whole lot of hate. Mm-hmm. But she was very free, is my point of bringing her up. I wish I knew her name, but she was very free, and I like that. And I feel like it's a cycle, right? You start off as a baby, you don't know fear, you don't know racism, you don't know those things yet. Then you learn it as you go. And as you get older and get on the other side of it, I feel like I want to go back to some of that freedom.
Absolutely. Does
that make sense? Especially in relationships and sexual content. So
absolutely,
I'm gonna give you the floor. Y'all, you want to tell everybody who you are in case, because I hope we got new viewers, right, who may not know who Mistress Angela is. So we have to do this every time. So go ahead.
I understand. So my name is Mistress Angela, and I am a sexologist. I teach intimacy for my specialty is the 50 plus club, right? Men and women of color. But I teach everybody. I'm teaching about liberation sexually. How do you have your best orgasms? How do you improve your relationships? Mm-hmm. Just living your best life, like the young lady that you were talking about, late 50s, but her spirit is still youthful. And we create these narratives in our head and think that we can't have good sex after a certain point. So I come in and break those narratives up and help you make it fun. Training for years. We can talk about back history if you need to know, but yeah, I've been doing this for a few decades now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few decades.
For our new viewers, Mrs. Angela's on every Sunday. So if you go back, you can see all of the shows, and you can go back to her second show, I think, where she explains all her paper, okay? And why she's qualified to do this show and be our resident sexologist. So let's talk about the freedom. I'm a little jealous.
Don't be jealous.
I'm a little jealous of the young folks, how free they are. I'm a little jealous of those who are not the young folks, who have mastered the art of not giving a flying about what people think.
Yes.
I'm there now.
Yes.
It took me a while. I remember when I hit 30, I was like, oh, I don't think I care about what people think too much. But it wasn't quite 100% true. And now as I've gone through the decades,
Yes.
many,
Yes.
I don't really care.
You know, I didn't think I could level up on not caring, but every
That's a
year
great way to put it.
I level up on not really giving
Yeah.
what people think, and
Right.
it's the most liberating thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's something about that aging thing that is a beautiful thing too, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to prove my worth to society, to whoever. I know who I am, and either you're there or you're not. Peace if you're not, right? But and not even peace in a negative way, but we're just not meant to be around each other like that. So it's a beautiful thing. So aging is sexy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the stuff you do with people
Yes.
who don't want the traditional. Let's talk about relationships just for a minute.
Okay.
We're going to talk about a few things about this freedom thing I'm talking about, but I want to talk about with you. I know you help some people with different non-traditional. I'm just trying to think of the words I'm going to use. Non-traditional ways of being in a relationship. Can you speak to that? However you want to speak to it.
Wow. So you mentioned millennials and how free they are earlier, and I have a group called the Sex Rebels, right? I'm the oldest out of the group, so I hear so many things. I think most of them probably the millennial age, and even they push my thought process, right? I'm like, so this is great. I think living in this space and day and time, we have the freedom to be who we truly are, right? If I want to be in an open relationship, I want to live a poly lifestyle. If I want to date whoever I choose and be fluid with it. And actually, I have, what's right underneath millennials? What's that generation after millennials?
Generation Z, some X, some, I don't know.
So I don't know what is that generation. Yeah. So and they really teach me. I have teenagers, and they really have taught me a lot about being fluid in your sexuality and your identity, which is a whole new thing I had never thought about, which liberates that freedom. So it's as many people there are on the earth, as many different types of relationships that you have. So it's such a wide spectrum that poly, living open, living traditional. I don't think traditional is really traditional anymore. I think it's just one of the paths that you can take. Kind of.
Yeah, but I've heard people say, "Oh, they too old for that." The three of them together, they too old for that. But I feel like it's almost the opposite. I feel like as you get older, you can do more. I mean, you're not looking for certain things. You don't have that same agenda that we had in our 30s where we thought we got to get married, we got to get the house, we got to have the kids. We kind of passed all that. We've done it all. We've done all those things, and now I feel like now you can do whatever you want to do. I feel like it's the perfect time to be freer.
Yes.
But I think most people don't think that.
So when we grew up in our 20s, I was a pretty open person, but we thought it was a phase. We were taught those things were phases.
Right.
Where now millennials are knowing that this is part of who I am.
That's a great point.
Right. So when I was in my 20s, I was married young, I got divorced, and I kind of lived my life for a long time, and I explored a lot. And then I remember thinking, like, maybe I should try what everybody's telling me I should try. I listened to what society told me. And it was a beautiful situation. It was a beautiful marriage. I have 2 kids from that relationship. But it wasn't, when that relationship ended, I realized I had to go back and self-evaluate and see what it was that I really wanted. And I like loving multiple people. I have a lot to give. So there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And it's a beautiful thing.
How you do that so old? Now, I always say that. I say that because that's what people say. I'm being funny. I don't feel that way. I say go for it. You can't ask me anything because I'd be like, yeah, go ahead and do it. So
Yeah, so
what's your old self?
Well, my old self, I'm grown. I'm
grown.
GAW, that's what I say.
That's right.
So, and in case you didn't know, grown a woman. Okay. So, I have a lot of energy, right? And for me, different people feed me in different ways. Right. Just like you have different friends.
That's right. You got to know what they're for.
Right.
That's
so
right.
I have everybody that I am intimate with doesn't mean I actually have sex with them, but we have intimate relationships. Right. We're comfortable, we're open, we're vulnerable. We talk about if there's somebody I'm attracted to or they're attracted to, we can have that open conversation and dialogue. But there are also different variables to being an open lifestyle. Some people just want to have sex all the time. Some people want to be in a relationship. Being in a relationship, in any type of relationship, is still the same parameters as if it was just a man and woman or whatever. Honesty, trust, and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it gives me more energy because I'm fed by different people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's well, we won't talk about that.
Keep it going. But I think that goes back to even friendships, male-female friendships too, right?
Right.
Yeah. But we're going to stay focused.
Well, there's so many things I can say, but I'm trying,
Just go for it.
I don't want to do it.
We don't care.
You always make me act up.
I know.
And then people be calling me like, did you really say that?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
That's why we've been around each other for so long.
Yeah.
We help each other.
So like, we both have a lot of energy, as you guys could probably figure it out. We have a lot of energy, so it's hard to find people to match my energy. Find people to match my energy that are my age.
Yes.
That's the issue. So people want to say, oh, you like them younger. First of all, I don't. I attract younger.
Yes.
Because it's probably because of my energy.
Yes.
Plus,
Yes.
Anyway, but I attract that, but I don't seek it. I actually, you've seen me run from it. She was quiet. But they just kept, because they were younger, they could catch up with me. But I just want, I felt very free.
Yes.
But let me say this. I blocked it for so long because of society.
Yes.
And because in my head, that's not what I should be doing.
Yes.
And I almost blocked my happiness.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I almost blocked all that. I literally had to call her one day and say, what is happening right now? So anyway, I want people to know that it's okay. This show to me today I hope that people hear it and go, yeah, I'm going to do what I want to do. Yes. I don't care what this person thinks, because this is the other thing. People who are judging you are either not doing anything or they're doing their own stuff. They're just keeping it undercover. And then they want to judge you for doing the same thing they're doing. But you see what I'm saying? So
that's how the side pieces and all that stuff comes about, right? I mean, the cheating in the conversation. So living openly means that we don't have that distrust. The biggest part of infidelity in relationships is the trust that was broken, right? That you could have just told me. Right? You don't know if I would have been open to doing whatever, but we committed to being honest with each other. And if you can't be honest with me, how can we I can't trust you with my life, right? So I think infidelity is why it's such a rampant thing, especially in the U.S. culture, is that because we really don't own what our desires are, right? We're too scared to talk to our partners because we think they're going to judge us.
Or leave us.
True, and they may. And if they do, that's okay, because some relationships are just for a season. Some people that I talk to, and I've experienced this myself, right? They say, well, my partner says I'm too much. I do too much. Oh, yeah. I want too much, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's just that you guys aren't blending well. You blend well in so many areas, but then in this one particular space, you have a huge appetite. Maybe they don't like it for whatever reason. Right. And then talking about it can change your life and open you up in so many different ways without just doing behind closed doors and sneaking around. In the 50+ tribe, that can be exhausting. That's exhausting. Living two lives is exhausting. That's why when you own who you are, and millennials are amazing at this, they transparent. It's not exhausting to be who you are all the time. It's sometimes it can be a little scary when you first start doing it, but then you feel your confidence build up, like, that wasn't that bad. Why was I in my head so much, right? Yeah. But living a lie, you got to keep up with your lies. You got to know what you did. You got to keep up with your receipt. All that stuff that people do when they have all the songs and all the books that we see about infidelity, that's too much work. That ages you. That makes you tired. That causes havoc on your body.
In the future, I would love to do a show with some of us in the 50+ tribe, plus, and some millennials.
Oh, that would be fun.
Because I always feel like we can learn from each other. And I know I was telling Mistress Angela earlier that before we started taping that I feel like social media, because she was saying she's always been free. And I can't say I've always been free because I haven't. I've always been pretty conservative. But I think social media has really helped. It does a lot of damage, right? But it also does a lot of good. And I think it's helped the other generations to be freer. They're more exposed. We see things that we don't normally see. Absolutely. Hear music that we would have maybe have never heard. And music does a whole lot for me. That's why I brought that up. But I think that might be a show. We'll think about that.
I think so. That might be great.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
And I know that we have millennials that watch the show. I know for a fact that we have a few people that are under 30 who and I was so surprised on Saturday we're at the reunion thing with the young people. A couple of people like, I love your show.
They did.
I was like, wow, you guys watched the show. So I was really excited. So I'm sorry, I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I definitely think we should do something.
Absolutely.
To hear how I think society has allowed them to be freer, which is really funny. I don't think age should be attached to it. I just think you can still be who you are, be your age, not try to act younger. What does that look like?
I think adding responsibility. So I watched the BET Awards when it was on, and I was listening to Busta. And Busta went down a rabbit hole a little bit, but I could appreciate what he was saying. He was talking about how OGs and the younger crowd, how we need to learn to get together and have conversation. Oh yeah, it was a great
call.
You gotta call him. He was looking great. He did his thing. He was doing it. But anyway, but he did a great job of integrating millennials and younger and really understanding we're all together, right? So we can often teach the responsibility part. Like a lot of times when we're younger, we don't think about some of the precautions you need to have. You know, not stopping yourself, living your best life, but making sure you're taking care of yourself. Wrap it up, you know, or whatever the situation may be, and who you're attaching yourself with, right? Because sex is not just about the physical; it's about the spiritual as well. So, and a lot of millennials are getting that.
And you know, when you were talking about multiple, you love multiple. You like, what'd you say? I don't want to misquote you. You love multiple people.
I enjoy multiple.
You enjoy multiple people. See, I was about to tell a lie. See?
Well, I do love it too, though.
But you don't love the people, all the people. Well, you do love them in essence because you're a loving person.
Yeah, I'm a loving person.
My point to that, before I start rambling, is some people would think there's something wrong with that. They think there's something wrong with it when you're in your 20s. They think something wrong with it when you're 50s. They think something wrong with it when you're 60, like you're looking for something. Yes. But you're not. And you said a great metaphor about, you used a great metaphor about friendships. It's the exact same thing. I was telling my daughter, your friends are for different reasons. And don't get mad at this friend because they don't like doing this, because that's not what they're for. They're telling you, they're showing you, don't tell me a secret because I'm going to tell you a business. So don't do that. But there might be a whole lot of fun going shopping with. It's the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
So I just want to say, kind of go back to that a little bit, because I think people feel like there's some dysfunction if you like to hang out with more than one person, whether it be sexual or not. No. Intimate, whatever. Especially if it's men or women. You know what I mean? In that, or women. Right. In that setting.
Absolutely.
They think something's wrong with you.
It's because they don't understand what it's all about. You know, they think it's all just sexual, sex, right? Yeah. I do go to parties, I go to events, but just because I go to mean I have sex, it's just an open thing. Right. I love lifestyle resorts.
You're free.
Yes. So
lifestyle resorts.
Oh yes. Anyway, I like to be in the sun. I like the sun. Right, I'm a beach person, right? Yes. So
that's why you're a bronze goddess. I see you're a bronze.
You better talk to me. But it's about the freedom of it. Just because I'm open doesn't mean I want to be with every person that I'm with, right? I'm not attracted to you. I can see the beauty in you and say that you're a beautiful sister. That doesn't mean I'm attracted to you. Right. I have certain feelings just like everybody else. I think it reminds me back in the day when people first started really showing who their sexual identities, and people would shy away from anybody who was different because they're like, oh, well, if you're gay, then you must want to be with me.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I'm like, no.
I was about to say the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So same thing. Same thing.
That's what I have. I have many gay friends, and so do you. And I was thinking that while you were talking, like I have one of my friends who's a lesbian was like, every time I say I'm a lesbian, the women around me think, oh, she gonna hit on me. Or she said she's been asked, how come you didn't hit on me? Like their insecurities are so great that even with a lesbian woman, they were like, oh, you didn't try to talk to me. Because it's like anything else. Yes. I'm not attracted to you just because I'm attracted to women and you're a woman. Right. That's like saying we're heterosexual and we're attracted to men. That doesn't make us attracted to every man. Right. But we like both or whatever.
Right. And I get that too. Because someone told me once that you're just greedy, and I was like, huh?
Greedy?
Because
they must have wanted you to themselves.
Yes.
That sounds like a little hate.
Why do you like both? And I'm like, because I do.
Yeah.
Different things for different people, but or you can't make a decision. Or
oh, wow.
I've heard women say, even when I was in a heterosexual relationship, why are you with him? You need to go to somebody that's your height or whatever. I say, I'm attracted to who I'm attracted to.
Oh, wow.
It's not about, you get hate from every place.
Judge much? Wow.
That part.
Wow.
So I think whatever lifestyle you have, there's always going to be somebody who's hating because there's some insecurities that they need to address.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why you cannot care about what people think. Be you. Just be you. And get your core girls or your guys. Get your core friends because they will help you stay where you need to be. So because we're human, so we can still get our feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? And when that happens, when we trying not to give about whatever,
just not saying stuff.
When that happens, call that person. I would call a friend and say, "Guess what happened today?" You know what I mean? And it hurt my feelings, and then they'll get me back on the saddle of not giving a f crap. See what I'm saying? I wanted to mention there's a comedian. It's a Caucasian lady. She's 70-ish. And she talks about not caring about what people think. And she's really funny. I'm going to get her name. I'm going to probably post her on my Instagram. But she's really funny. And she talks about when people say, you shouldn't be doing that at 70. And she was like, well, what should I be doing at 70? It's my first time being 70. I don't know how to be 70. When I turned 50, they didn't give me an instruction manual. So you tell me, who's not 70, how I should be at 70. I was like, wow.
That's a real conversation.
Real funny, too. Real funny.
That's a real conversation. Yeah. And you were talking earlier, I do have some ladies and couples that are actually older than me that I talk to as well, which is intriguing because I always think, we still have those preconceived notions that at a certain ages you do know certain things. Oh, that's right. It's a mutual conversation regardless of the age.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this about friends, right? Having your core group is important, but you also have to be vulnerable with your core group because they may not understand what you're into or your lifestyle. And you have to be able to articulate that and not get upset or frustrated when they don't understand or they get hurt as well.
Or they judge because it will happen.
Yeah, or judging. And I mean, it's hurtful, but you have to be able to talk through it, especially if your friends are important.
But see, for me, I feel like there are people in my group that probably judge me and talk about me, but I think the love is stronger.
Oh, absolutely.
They love me more than the judgment and the gossiping about me. And I know at the end of the day, they're going to be there with me. They're going to stand with me even when they talk about me.
Right. And I think, so you're talking about that part.
Right. It's like family.
Right. But I think you have to know your friends and know their heart, right? A lot of times we talk because we don't know what to do.
Yes, that's true.
And it's like, I'm concerned about you and I don't know what to say because, I can't reach you or whatever the situation may be. And the only way I can do that is coming through frustration. And you might think that it's something else, but it's just really frustration out of love. So you got to know the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get back to the good now. What we got? I'm in such a good space.
I just want y'all to know, you know how y'all see her on the show? She's like this all the time.
I am.
Did y'all see her birthday? Go back to the our Instagram page. You'll see the birthday reel.
Oh my God, I forgot
about celebrating your birthday. It's in one of those little circles. I don't know what you call those little circles underneath my profile. You click it. And you'll see.
Your real.
I just want you to see that she's like this most of the time. To the point where if she was somewhere and didn't have her tambourine and nobody wanted to talk, they're like, what's the tambourine? What's happening? Like, why don't you have it?
Yes.
And we were going somewhere a few weeks ago and she had to go back and get the tambourine. I just want you to know this is really who she is. So y'all need to give her a call, DM her, instant message her, make an appointment with her, because this is what you get right here.
This part. And I have my moments, right? We all have our moments because we're human. But I self-reflect, and that's when I go into my cave and meditate and pray. And sometimes I pull some of my partners to help me break through that too. So
that's good.
Yeah. I remember your birthday and I forgot my tambourine. I had to make emergency calls. That was fun. I digress.
Okay, so back to freedom.
Yes, freedom.
This is what this is about. It's about freedom for the 50 plus tribe. I want us to be more free, and I am being a hypocrite because sometimes I'm not free either. But I have to remind myself it's a not a battle, but it's a challenge. It's like anything else you're trying to accomplish, whether it be working out, eating right, like. You might backslide, as they say.
Absolutely.
And then you just catch yourself and come and bring yourself back. So when every now and then, it's happening less and less for me.
Yes. That
I start wondering what somebody thinks about whatever. And I've also let things go faster.
Yes.
I'm very proud of myself for that. So like once I apologize, I used to obsess about it. Like if I did something I thought was not cool and I apologized for it, I would still obsess about it, feel bad about it. But now I just keep it moving because I know my heart. And I want to be free. I don't want this quarter probably that I got left.
When the fourth quarter.
No, this is our third quarter.
Third quarter.
It's our third quarter. Don't say fourth quarter.
I don't know.
Look, they're gonna be like, dang, they 75.
I don't know.
No, we're in the third quarter.
Okay, third.
Back it up.
We just started.
Back it up.
My bad.
Run that back. Run that play back. Y'all know I love
Talking
football.
about teams.
I
Okay.
love football. Yeah,
Teams.
I love football.
Okay.
So we're in our third quarter, and I want. This is probably the most. Well, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but like the most vibrant of the. But I have seen people in the fourth quarter also very vibrant. So I hesitate
I've
to
seen
say
people
it.
vibrant in every quarter.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just who you are, right?
Yeah, I plan on being vibrant to the. I'm just gonna not wake up one day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be my peace.
Right.
I'm gonna be partying, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and then one day they're gonna be like, "Oh, she left."
She went to another party. She went to another party.
I like that.
She went to another party.
All right, I'm sorry. Let's get serious.
Okay.
You play too much.
All
All
right.
right, now see how she made me act.
Orgasm, serious. Okay, go ahead.
We're talking about freedom. How she get the orgasm? You want to talk about orgasm? You got something? Oh no, you can't tell that.
Oh no, I'm not gonna tell
I'm
that
not
story.
ready
I'm
for
not
that
gonna
yet.
tell that story. I will say this with
Say
freedom.
something,
I would
yeah.
say this with freedom. With your freedom, especially with your sexual liberation and your intimate liberation, you can experience orgasms that you never thought you could.
That's true.
Some people realize never had multiple orgasms. Some people never had vaginal orgasms. Some people never had clitoral or been able to squirt or whatever the situation has been. When you liberate yourself and you choose a different path and you don't limit yourself, that freedom there can be amazing.
Thank you for. I was side-eyeing her. That's
I know, you got
I know what
scared.
she
You
gonna
got
say.
scared.
You
I know
know,
you got scared.
she's free to say whatever she wants to say.
I'm not.
But we've been not scolded, but what should I say about the person who called me and said, you know, you can't be on.
Oh yeah.
You can't be on there cussing. I was
Well,
like, oh, what?
it's intellectual too, so we got to balance it out,
Yeah,
right?
When did I curse? I don't even curse. Anyway, that's right.
Yeah, real talk.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna close out. There's a couple of things I want to do. I want to make sure Mistress Angela doesn't have. I want you to have kind of the most last word of anything you want to talk of as far as the freedom goes. That was great advice you just gave.
No problem.
I hope you guys wrote that down. Keep this recording. I said wrote that, shows how old I am. I like writing. It's therapeutic. I was writing with a pencil yesterday, and I know. First of all, I was like, a pencil.
I can erase this.
I use it when I'm sketching.
Right.
But that's a different pencil. But I was like, oh, I might write with this pencil.
Nice.
Just because it made me free.
It was different.
Yeah, I felt
Because you
good.
felt
It's
like
still,
it.
it's still a little
Just
thing.
do what
I'm
you feel
sorry.
like sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're rambling. Go.
It's the sweet
This
tea.
is the freedom.
I don't do sugar.
Oh, it's the sugar.
It's the sugar and the sweet
Yes.
tea. That's that Georgia Southern thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to say something?
If you like.
Yeah.
If you're done, you're done.
I think I'm never done completely, right? Just in your freedom, don't be mean in your freedom. Just because you don't care doesn't mean that you don't love, right? So keep that in mind. We say, I don't care. I don't care what people's thoughts are, but I love you regardless, right? I have many people that I disagree with, and I'm going to step away from that situation. And if it's not meant for that situation to continue, we're good. I enjoyed the time we had together, but don't be callous. Don't be cruel in your freedom. I think
Wow, I love. Okay, so now you maybe say one more thing, and then you got to go back. I really want you to. I know. I really want you to have the last word, but you just made me think about this. I'm glad you said that because that's absolutely right. Because there's a difference. There's a difference. I don't want to even reiterate what you just said. It hit home for me because I'm the least meanest person you'll ever meet. I'm pretty even keel. I don't know why the producer's laughing right now. Lisa, you got something you want to say?
Did she just call you?
She's cracking up. Like, look, she's back. Y'all, anyway, they know I'm not mean. I might be straight to the point because I'm from Brooklyn. But other than that, Capricorn. I'm not mean. And I'm Capricorn, January, whatever. So,
Earth sign.
I was going to say, when I say I no longer think about it once I apologize or whatever, it's not because I don't care, but it's because I am free. I've freed myself and forgiven myself. That's the hardest thing to do.
Absolutely.
Is forgive myself. And I've had people, especially men in my life, say to me, you know, you're so callous or you don't care or how come you didn't blow my phone up? Everybody else's girlfriend was calling them and you didn't call me. It's just not who I am. Like I respect their freedom.
Right.
And their space. And if you're with your boys, I'm not going to be blowing you up.
Absolutely.
Why would I do that? You just said you're going out. I don't expect you to do it when I'm with my girl.
Right. You could check in and say, hey, are you good? And did you make it okay? Have
Think
fun.
about you.
Right. You know, can't wait to see you when you get back. That type of stuff, right?
Drink a lot so you can Uber back. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. Anyway, so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Mistress Angela, you are a blessing to this
Thank
show.
you.
Yes, you're a
Thank
blessing.
you.
I wanted to ask you guys before we go if you noticed anything about Mistress Angela's attire. Last time it was the funky T-shirt with the cherry pop thing on it. Today, look at her attire, y'all. Please look at the earring. Well, should I call it attire? Should I call it accessories?
No,
it's accessories.
This is jewelry. This is functional jewelry, right?
Yeah.
I was at a party recently, and I won best contest. Hey, thank you! Shout out to that team. But I bought these.
Wait! You can't just say that and keep going. What kind of contest was it? Is something you can talk about?
Well, they said I won a bathing suit contest, but I didn't have a bathing suit on. I don't know. Think about it. But that's one of my crazy friends.
I know I
right?
shouldn't have asked.
My crazy friends, but it was because of the earrings, right?
Yeah. The earrings got you the winner?
Yeah.
Okay,
and I was like, that's what's up. Look at God.
Can you just take one out your ears and just hold it close to the camera and then do what it does? Show what it
so
does.
this is a beautiful earring. They come in different colors. And it's, as I said, functional, right? So if you need to multitask, you're stuck in traffic, well, don't do that because I know you guys stay focused. But it actually works, so you want to turn on a little vibrator.
Let's be. Ooh.
I'm
I'm a little longer than she is. I'm gonna bring it up.
Your arms are longer.
A little longer.
That's a big difference.
Y'all see that? And look, let's be quiet.
No,
the sound picking up. Oh, put it right here.
It's vibrating. So
it is vibrating.
Functional jewelry, right? I was at a festival with some friends a few weeks ago, and I came across this company. Fiercely, no, what did I say it was? Sincerely Fearless? I think that's what it is. Sincerely Fearless.
Fearless.
Yeah, two sisters here in Atlanta. And I went to the back and I was, you like going to the back room and she said, I got some jewelry for you. And I was like, yes! I screamed. I did the tambourine thing. I did all that.
They had different colors?
Yes, they did.
So y'all know that means they had multiple pairs. Ask me if I got a pair. No.
I was on a budget.
Somebody could have called and say, cash at me.
I was so excited.
I know. How you do your girls put look out and say,
yes, but I got
giving us the information.
I got you.
So say the name of the company again.
So Sincerely Fearless, which is a cool name in itself. Two sisters run it. So
did you see anything else exciting that they
I
had?
did.
I can see y'all partnering doing some stuff.
Yes, they had some cool stuff. So we're gonna see what we can do. Mm-hmm. Sincerely Fearless, love you guys.
All right, great.
Yeah, so what's up?
Let's see. I think that's it. You did not shake the tambourine one time.
I did earlier.
You did?
When you said you.
My bad. I'm sorry. Look, Lisa, you doing a lot of laughing. Y'all know our producers. I have to keep a straight face because she's making faces while we're taping.
You have the best producer though.
She is the best.
Because she's amazing at what she does.
She
Real
is.
talk. I talk about her all the time.
But go ahead and say something, Lee. No, she want to say something about being free. Freedom. Come on.
As we close out,
As we close out, let's go.
Oh, and just, listen to this conversation. If I had to put a soundtrack to this episode, it would be Denise Williams' Free.
Yes.
Yeah, see? Come on, soprano.
You better
Come on, soprano.
I'll do that a little something.
With a little run to it.
I like that. That's what's up.
But you're told your whole life, be who you are and live the life that you imagine, and we spend most of our lives doing just the opposite of that. So whenever you finally realize that you can do that, that's the time to do it. And that's the time to walk in and be confident, be open, and be free.
That's what's up.
I feel like too, to that point, people tell you that too, and they tell you that as long as you don't disrupt anything else.
Right.
Like they want you to do, they say that, but then when you do it, some people,
Right.
not all, then you do it, they be like, that's a little much.
But then when you are disruptive and you do, well, I wouldn't say disruptive, but you are free, it gives everyone else around you to be free. It gives them that freedom, like, oh, well, you can do it, I can do it too. I can be free and do whatever I choose to. So it's a great thing.
And freedom means so many things, because for me, the freer I become, the closer I am to God.
Absolutely.
Not to get all
right
with y'all, but that's who I am.
Yeah.
I know. We all are that way. We're all very spiritual, but it frees me up to hear God more.
Yes. You gotta know yourself,
because I don't have all that stuff.
Yeah.
In my
the
head.
Noise is out of your head.
Thank you.
You're listening to yourself. You gotta know. It's on one of your shows before, and a lot of your guests say you gotta know yourself, know what you want, know what your desires are, and and follow that path. Yeah, follow your path.
With that, I'm gonna let Mr. Jackson have that last word. I appreciate you guys for joining us. Please subscribe, share, and follow us at About This Aging Thing. Make comments. Thank you very much. Make comments. Give us some comments. I've been enjoying reading the comments, and I'm trying to respond to the comments while I can, because as it gets larger, I'm have to hire somebody.
No, we still gonna do it. We're gonna still do it.
I'm joking.
Okay.
But yeah, I love reading the comments. It takes me a little bit to remember to go and look at them to respond, but I do respond. Thank you for that. And just remember, don't count the years in your life. Count the life in your years. Peace.
Say that.